Merry meet everyone. Happy harvest season. I wanted to do this video. I'm a little excited to do this video to talk about cornucopias a little bit and to share with you a ritual that I did last year that I really enjoyed, that I'm intending to do again this year. Really got a lot more out of it than I thought I was going to getting into it. So, alright, cornucopias, or they're also known as horn plenty. They're pretty popular with pagans around harvest season. A lot of people like to fill them with fruits and vegetables that are in season, especially if they have their own garden, things that they've harvested, which is really cool, decorating with them, really nice. You can also fill them with flowers, dried flowers, fake flowers that are seasonal. You can fill them with anything now. And so what my ritual is different. It's quite a bit different. So I gotta calm down. I'm so excited for some reason. Alright, I really like to start this right around Lammas time, personally. So what I do, what the ritual is instead of doing that, I fill the cornucopia with things that I've harvested, symbolic representations rather of things that I've harvested in my life throughout the year since last harvest season. And so I'm not actually going to do that ritual on film here with you. I'm hoping I can do it with my boyfriend later and just give it the time and attention and privacy that feels right and appropriate. For some reason it just feels kind of personal to me. But I do have some symbols here that I'm pretty sure I'm going to use to share with you, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about and to spark some creative juice for you. Okay, so another thing is if you don't have a symbolic representation for something, you can't find one, or you don't want to buy something, you can always just write things down on a little slip of paper and put them in here as well. I'm sure that I'm going to have some slips of paper in here this year as I did last year, and really it's a space saver to do some things that way. It allows you to get more in the horns, so it's all good. Alright, so some things that I'm planning to put in here are the gemstones and crystals that have come to me this year. So I have just 3 of them here in my hand to show you, but what I'm planning to do here shortly in a little while is to go through all of my crystals and try to figure out which ones came to me this year since last harvest season. So I'll show you the ones I have in my hand. This is rhodonite. I love this. This is so beautiful. Isn't this beautiful? This is a wonderful, it's wonderful to use as a heart chakra stone and a root chakra stone. I have mahogany obsidian, which has also been really wonderful to me, used as a root chakra stone, and yellow jasper, very bright, beautiful. So I'll have to figure out some way to protect them in the horn. It might be to wrap them in cloth. As you may have noticed, I have some of these bandanas with fruits and vegetables on them. I grew lettuce and kale this year, and it actually came to harvest. If there's someone who's watched my previous videos and heard about my last 5 or so years of gardening, you can really appreciate how exciting this is for me. So I'm very happy and excited about that. I don't actually want to put leaves of lettuce or leaves of kale into the cornucopia. So I do have one, a lettuce bandana. I just have to find it. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm not sure what I'm going to use for a representation of the kale though, because I don't have a kale bandana. Another one that I'm going to probably put in there is the strawberries, because my mom took us strawberry picking earlier in the season, my boyfriend and I, and it was a nice experience. We got free strawberries. She bought us the strawberries, and it was a nice experience doing that together. We found a bird's nest. So I want to commemorate the experience, in fact, that we received strawberries. So I may wrap the crystals and gems in that to keep them protected. Another thing is home internet. Didn't have home internet, and I got it this year, so that's really valuable to me and significant. So I'm not sure what to use for that. That might be one of the little slips of paper, but it'll definitely make its way into my cornucopia. Also, another really big one for us is our home. We moved, and so we have this little house here, this little wooden cabin, and it's actually really appropriate because we're in a cabin. It's like a tiny home. So this is gonna fit. I saw it. This is gonna fit right in the top. So I can put all kinds of things in here and then sit this on top. I'm excited about it. And there's room for things to come out the sides to make it more decorative and pretty. So those are some of the things that are going to go into my cornucopia this year. Like I said, I'm hoping to do this with my boyfriend, so have his stuff going here as well. And I wanted to share that something that came to me right before I started doing this video that I think would be really cool is if you have like a large harvest this year, or you want to just do as many things as you can think of in the name of gratitude, or getting yourself to realize the abundance in your life or whatnot, is to have several cornucopias up around your house. I think that would be really fun and decorative. Also, you know, if you have a family with kids and your whole family is pagan, to have everybody have their own cornucopia, it's really fun, decorative stuff this time of year. Alright, so that's actually just part one of the ritual that we did last year, and I'm not sure if we're going to do it in its totality this year or not, but I definitely want to share it with you. So that was part one, to take stock of our harvest, our year's harvest in our lives, and to find symbolic representations and put them in, or write them on slips of paper and put them all in. The second part was to later on, you know, I waited a while, to later on go through and take everything out, and to make piles and to sort through things and to add to this. And what we did was the harvest, and then we did weeds, things to get rid of, and then we did things to preserve. Okay, because you know, Lammas in the autumn, it's very much about making room. You know, especially Lammas, you know, the first part of harvest, getting rid of excess and weeds in your garden, metaphorically in your life. You know, things that you don't want anymore, so that you create room for the rest of your harvest to come in. It's the whole autumn cleaning type of thing. So we're planning to do a yard sale this year soon, in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully that'll go over well. I'm excited, hopeful. But anyway, to make a list of that, of things, you know, in not only physical things really, but especially like habits, bad habits, and just stuff like that we want to get rid of. And then, you know, preserving. Harvest season traditionally has a lot to do with, you know, preserving, making preserves, canning things, getting ready for the winter. So we're going to be looking at, you know, what might need maintenance that we've harvested, and you know that we want to keep. So the house is a good example. So bringing that into our awareness, you know, and thinking about, well, what do we need to do in order to do that? And then, you know, putting everything back in the cornucopia and putting it back on the wall. But this was just so rewarding for me. It really, like, brought into my awareness how much I'd accomplished over the year and how much abundance I had, because right before I did it, I was in a place of feeling like things weren't going so well, and really focused on what I wanted and feeling like lack and like a failure. And I did this ritual and it was just so wonderful. It put me right, you know, it put me in a good place for harvest season. So I wanted to share. Also, something that I didn't do last year that has come to me and I think is important, I'm definitely going to try to remember to do this year, is to put some money in the cornucopia. You know, like play money or real money, dollars, whatever, just symbolic representation that you have some sort of money flow coming in. For me, that's going to be important for me to put in there. Also, I got paid to do a tarot reading for the first time in a while, and so I might have, and also I've started doing tarot reading videos on this channel this year as well, so I'll probably have some tarot representation in here, whether it's a card or the booklet from one, something like that as well. Alright, so I guess that's everything. Please let me know if you like this ritual, this craft, and you know, by giving me a thumbs up or leaving a comment on the YouTube channel part of the video, because when they're in groups, it's not always right on the video. So if you don't mind, come on over to YouTube and leave a comment there so everyone can see it. I appreciate that. Thank you for all of your comments in the past and any that you leave on this video. And if you have questions, of course, you know, you can leave them below as well. So happy harvest season to you all. And if you're somebody who's just watching this to learn and it's not harvest season for you, you know what, happy harvest season to you when harvest season comes, okay? Mwah. And merry heart, merry meeting. Bye-bye.